You guys want to see how to make an Italian angry? Hey Ava, come here. What do you think about carbonara for lunch?
Okay, let's do a carbonara.
Do we have guanciale?
Yeah, but we have always guanciale.
I was thinking, what if we did like a spicy carbonara? And we put some chili pepper in, or some induja. We have some induja in the fridge.
Ma sei stupido. Carbonara with nduja? This is not a carbonara.
But it's a spicy carbonara.
No, spicy carbonara, no, there isn't a spicy carbonara. If you want a carbonara, I'm making a carbonara. Egg, guanciale, and cheese.
It's just a little twist. Just a little twist.
No, you twist on your things, not on my things. So, do you want a carbonara? We do like I do the carbonara. You want a twist? Cook by yourself.
Hi, I'm Harper.
Ciao, Ameva.
Sorry about that.
Hey, sorry about that.
But I was trying to prove a point. Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about this recently. There are some recipes, like carbonara, that Italians really don't like you messing with. It's led quite a few people, I'll be honest, including myself, before I met you and had your carbonara, to think that Italians are close-minded, that they're against progress, that they're against change of any kind. But if there's one thing I've learned with you, it's that usually there's often a really good reason behind some of the Italian stubbornness around food.
Hallelujah!
So I, myself, am going to go into this with an open mind and try to understand exactly what is behind the carbonara phenomenon.
Harper, there is a thing that you should understand. And the thing is that during the course of the years, carbonara wasn't the carbonara that already we know, that nowadays we know. Because we changed the carbonara.
So it has evolved.
It has evolved. The problem is there, evolution, not devolution of carbonara.
Well, maybe together we can learn a little bit about the history of carbonara, how it has changed, but first I think we need to start with a baseline, which is the, as of right now, accepted, canon, official carbonara recipe. Take it away, Ava!
What we need to make a carbonara? Pasta. And today I'm going to use rigatoni, that is one of the most traditional Italian pasta for carbonara. Then we're going to use eggs. There are people who use the whole eggs, other people who use just the yolks. Actually, I prefer to use the yolks with some of egg white, not all, but some. Guanciale, no prosciutto, no ham, nothing like that.
Bacon.
Harper, do you still want a carbonara?
Sorry.
Then let's be honest, if it's hard to find a guanciale where you live, it's acceptable, pancetta. Then we need the cheese. We are going to use pecorino cheese, and I'm going to use just a little bit of Parmigiano. Also here, there are people who use just pecorino, people who use just Parmigiano. Personally, I like most pecorino and a hint of Parmigiano because Parmigiano is always good on everything except fish. Pepper, because the pepper in carbonara is very important. Nothing else, no peas, no mushroom, no onion, no garlic, not other strange things. These are not carbonara.
the carbonara?
Carbonara, però. The carbonara. Carbonara. One carbonara exists in the world.
It's a very simple dish.
Sì, Harper, it's one of the simplest dish in Italy. It's always time for a carbonara. Buon appetito!
Buon appetito. I will admit that it's so good that the moment you take a bite, you can't help but think, don't change anything. Don't change anything. Stop it. Stop it. But what I want to know is, where did this incredible recipe come from? How did it evolve? Like, for instance, what was the very first carbonara recipe like?
I think that more than me, I know someone who can help us and also our friends to discover the history, the evolution of this wonderful dish.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Luca, ciao! Buongiorno!
Come stai?
This is Luca Cesari. He's a food historian and author of the book Storia della pasta in 10 piatti, or The History of Pasta in 10 Dishes.
Allora, Luca, com'è nata questa carbonara? Dove è nata questa carbonara?
Dove sia nata e come sia nata è tuttora un mistero, effettivamente. Di solito si punta sulla Roma, comunque una ricetta romana, laziale, e verso il periodo della fine della guerra, più o meno, della seconda guerra mondiale. La prima ricetta, dopo questo esploit italiano, la prima ricetta, stranamente, è effettivamente americana.
È nata in America?
No, non è nata in America, nel senso è nata sicuramente in Italia. L'autrice di questa guida a dei ristoranti di Chicago parla con due italiani che sono originari di Lucca e hanno aperto un ristorante che si chiama Armando's. Da Armando's fanno anche la carbonara, però è lei la prima effettivamente, perché prima non si sono trovate altre ricette in Italia, è la prima che la trascrive, e la trascrive a Chicago. È una ricetta piuttosto semplice, la base è l'uovo, come sempre nella carbonara non può mancare. In questo caso c'è il bacon, cioè la mezzina, e il parmigiano.
In questa ricetta comunque era prevista una pasta all'uovo per la carbonara.
Sì, è prevista una pasta all'uovo, anche perché a Roma esistevano diverse specialità all'uovo.
Quindi la prima ricetta della carbonara comunque prevede taglierini all'uovo, quindi pasta all'uovo, uova, pancetta e parmigiano.
Esatto.
Questo è uno shock. Okay, so we are making a frittata di pasta here. The recipe says this, and I'm doing what the recipe says. All the eggs is crumbling like if I'm making a sort of scrambled eggs, so it's like a frittata. I don't know.
Before we jump into trying the very first carbonara recipe, we wanted to let you guys know about our brand new guide to homemade pasta.
With this guide, guys, you can learn how to make fresh pasta, how to make semolina pasta fresh, how to make ravioli, how to make gnocchi.
Plus, Ava shares a bunch of recipes that you can use to show off the pasta that you just made. We're using a really cool platform that has a lot of awesome features. For instance, you can change the language if English is not your preferred language. You can ask Ava questions while you're cooking. Check out the link in the description below. We appreciate you guys taking a look because it helps support the show. On paper, it's not that big of a departure from, what should we say, the traditional recipe, the recipe we know now, but it at the same time broke like every little rule you could possibly break. From the selection of pasta, using egg fresh pasta, using pancetta instead of guanciale, using just Parmigiano instead of pecorino, cooking the egg in the hot pan.
This is the first recipe in the world for a carbonara, so we need to try it.
Let's try it. I'm very curious. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
I mean, to put it quite simply, it's not as good.
No, it doesn't seem to it a carbonara.
No.
No. Miss the taste of the pecorino. Miss the creaminess of the pasta, because here you feel the cooked eggs.
Yeah, it really does feel like scrambled eggs mixed with pasta. You can see the seed of the idea here, though.
Because the ingredients used anyway, there are pasta, eggs,
Yeah.
a cured meat, and cheese. But anyway, it's very interesting to see the evolution. Why from here then we reached the level that we have now in Italy.
What I've noticed as a pattern in Italian food is what can seem like a very big resistance to change is more of a resistance to unnecessary change, which is of course subjective, but you know, this recipe has changed a lot over the years, and from what Luca tells us, Italians have tried a lot of different things when it comes to carbonara.
2 anni dopo viene pubblicata la prima italiana, che è ancora peggio perché c'è anche l'aglio e al posto del pecorino, del parmigiano, c'è il gruviera. Per cui è un... Sì, c'erano tantissime versioni e infatti in quegli anni lì quella è la prima, ma poi ci sono versioni con i funghi, con il prosciutto. Marisa Merlin nel 58 fa una famosissima carbonara con il prosciutto San Daniele, e quindi ce n'erano tante versioni con l'aglio, senza aglio, con la cipolla. Insomma, ha avuto un'evoluzione molto molto grande, e poi alla fine, diciamo, il nucleo fondamentale si è ristretto, si è andati per sottrazione e sono rimasti i 3 ingredienti che ci sono.
So let's be clear here for once for once for all. Italians aren't closed-minded. We experiment all the versions possible on the planet of Earth, and then we decide which is the best. That's why we keep our carbonara how it is.
What about the future of carbonara, though? I mean, if the recipe has changed this much over the years, and let's be honest, the current recipe of carbonara is not that old, don't you think it maybe will change again in the future?
Luca, secondo te esiste uno sviluppo, un futuro della carbonara, o rimarremo sempre focalizzati su quello che è oggi?
Allora, la carbonara da qualche anno ha avuto uno sviluppo, effettivamente, non tanto sugli ingredienti quanto nella tecnica. Per ottenere esattamente la cronologità perfetta, eccetera, di solito si adottano i procedimenti della cosiddetta carbonara scientifica, che sono dei procedimenti adottati in pasticceria o nell'alta cucina, il risultato perfetto tutte le volte.
Perfetto, quindi di una carbonara cremosa, non viscida, meravigliosa, buona, che ti esplode in bocca, la carbonara che tutti vogliamo. For the carbonara of the future, we need this giant tool that I never used in my life. I know that it's called sous vide. And luckily we have this that will explain me how to use it.
The future is here.
Yes, and it takes 1 hour to cook.
That's true. You guys would have no way of knowing, but the egg and the cheese had to cook in the sous vide bath for an hour. So I hope in the future they have a lot of time on their hands. And however good this is, we need to balance that with the fact of how long it takes. It looks excellent though.
So Harper, we need to understand how it is this future carbonara.
Yeah.
It's creamy.
It's very creamy, and it's a little bit thicker than a traditional carbonara.
Buon appetito!
Buon appetito.
Carbonara is a good future.
That's pretty awesome. It thickens the egg a little bit. So, you know, like with a traditional carbonara, it's very easy if you add a little bit too much egg white, or just use too much egg in general, or not enough pasta, or not enough cheese. It's very easy for it to become kind of soupy.
Yes.
You know?
And also if you don't stir enough to make the egg
Yeah.
thicker. So.
This does not have that problem.
No, except that for 1 hour
Right.
it cooks, so.
Right. So, as a completely unofficial representative of Italy, do you think that this is a good evolution of carbonara, one that you can accept?
Good pasta, good guanciale, good eggs, good cheese. So it's the same of now, but with the scientific method to have this creaminess. So yes, Italy can accept. Also because it's an Italian creation, also this method, so yes.
That's true. But so is cream in carbonara.
Shut up. Don't remember.
It's true.
Don't remember.
It's true.
Don't remember.
But that's
this.
another example of something where Italians have already tried it.
And it didn't work.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed this look at the past, present, and perhaps future of carbonara. If you'd like us to do the same treatment with another classic Italian dish, let us know in the comments below. A huge thank you to Luca Cesari for helping us out with this episode. We will put a link down below to his website, his blog, which you should check out, and also to his new book. At the moment, it's not available in English, but our Italian-speaking audience, we highly encourage you to check it out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow us on social media @PastaGrammar, and we will see you next time. Ciao!
Ciao!
E nel 1989, ad esempio, c'è una famosa versione della carbonara di Gualtiero Marchesi che è letteralmente affogata nella pasta. C'è pochissimo uovo, c'è pochissimo guanciale e tanta pasta.
Let's leave this past in the past. We don't need it.